You are the creator of your own destiny. Destiny is not a random act of fate. You are born with the ability to create your destiny because you are born a creative being. You create your destiny within the limitations of the collective consciousness, within the reality of your physical life. And you create your destiny as an immortal spark of being without limitations other than those you foolishly impose upon yourself because of the physical world in which you live. People hamper their own divinity. People stop their own spiritual essence from being fully manifest because they identify themselves with the physical. Their ego identifies the self as that which can feel and touch and taste. The ego identifies the self as that which can have and possess and grab and take and hold things to the self. Yet the ego wants you to identify with the self because that is what keeps the ego alive. The ego is a temporary essence of the being, just as the physical body is a temporary essence of the being, the soul spark of divinity, the essence of the soul, the mind spirit of the being is eternal. The physical goes away. The ego fears that loss, for that is what it clings to, and that is what makes the ego exist as an individual essence. Yet, the ego is only a temporary essence, and if while you are in the physical, you can annihilate the ego, then the power of the Spirit can flow freely through you. Now understand this. We are not talking about religion, but religion is often the vehicle through which the ego is annihilated. Think about that. For people in their religions submit themselves to the divine. They submit themselves to service. They commit themselves to prayer and meditation. They work at overcoming the attachment to the physical. This occurs in Christian monasteries. It was an occurrence that was practiced by the Desert Fathers of Christianity. It is practiced within Buddhism. It is practiced within the faiths, Abrahamic and otherwise, throughout the world, seeking to get beyond the self. This is a powerful force for it releases you from the ego. Some spend years in a monastery to achieve such. Others dedicate their lives to service to achieve such. Whether you are a Padre Pio in a monastery or a Mother Teresa in service to humanity, you are trying to go beyond the self. But it is not only Christianity. For Mahatma Gandhi, yes, he also worked to come to a point where he would be beyond his ego. Buddhists strive to go beyond the ego, often faltering, for they work so hard to be detached that they become attached to detachment. And while detachment truly does not mean possessing nothing, but rather means not being possessed by that which you have in your life. Therefore, you can become just as attached to nothing and living in an austere environment as you can to having all of the luxuries of life. That is the irony, for it is a state of mind, a state of consciousness, not the state of the physical being. One man may live in a monastery and be detached. Another man may live in a monastery and be exceedingly attached to his routine and his way of life and his state of detachment. One man may live with a fleet of Rolls Royces and swimming pools and multiple homes and great jewels and seek to build more and to have more because it is an ego attachment. Another man may have all of these things and be possessed by none of it. So, it is an inner journey, not an outer journey that you can judge. Just because one has the markings of a monk does not mean that one has the heart of a monk. And just because one has all of the trappings of wealth does not mean one is enslaved to wealth. This is the irony. Know yourself. Know your heart. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with you.